Welcome everyone to Late Night, Friday Night, Young at Heart, featuring nursery rhymes, stories, songs, poems, Mother Goose, Aesop's fables, Lewis Carroll, limericks, larks, stories of the great operas, epics, and such to keep us all young at heart. And I'm Father James DeLuzio, ready to accomplish this with our ongoing engagement with Sir Gawain and the Green Knight, with an alliterative translation by Simon Armitage. You may recall we're at Camelot on Twelfth Night, near the end of the Christmas season, and this mysterious, part spiritual, spooky, ghost-like, but very material and very real Green Knight has offered to play a game, as is customary on Twelfth Night, and the game is a challenge to all the knights of Camelot. Whoever dares to cut off the Green Knight's head, fearless though that may be, must, a year and a day hence, search out the Green Knight and allow his head to be dispatched off of his shoulders. Arthur's angry with the folly of such an absurd challenge, but Arthur has taken up the axe, ready to take this on before all his knights. But his nephew, although he calls him cousin, Sir Gawain, says, "No, this is not right that the king should do such a thing. I will be bold enough to accept this challenge." And so there we are, and this is where we will pick up. So the sovereign instructed his knight to stand. Getting to his feet, he moved graciously forward and knelt before Arthur. Taking hold of the axe, letting go of it, Arthur then held up his hand to give Gawain the blessing of God, and hope he finds firmness in his heart and fist. Take care, young cousin, to catch him cleanly. Use full-blooded force, then you needn't fear the blow which he threatens to trade in return. Gawain, with the weapon, walked towards the warrior, and they stood face to face, not one man afraid. Then the Green Knight spoke, growled at Gawain. Before we compete, repeat what we've promised, and start by saying your name to me, sir, and tell me the truth so I can take it and trust. In good faith, it's Gawain, said the God-fearing knight. I heave this axe, and whatever happens after, in 12 months' time, I'll be struck in return with any weapon you wish, and by you and you alone. The other answers, well, by my living bones, I welcome you, Gawain, to bring the blade head home. Gawain, said the Green Knight, by God, I'm glad the favor I've called for will follow from your fist. You've perfectly repeated the promise we've made, and the terms of this contest are crystal clear, except for one thing. You must solemnly swear that you'll seek me yourself, that you'll search me out to the ends of the earth to earn the same blow as you'll dole out today in this decorous hall. But where will you be? Where's your abode? You're a man of mystery, as God is my maker. Which court do you come from? And what are you called? There is knowledge I need, including your name. Then by wit I'll work out the way to your door, and keep our contract, so cross my heart. But enough of New Year, it needs nothing more, said the war man in green to worthy Gawain. I could tell you the truth. Once you've taken the blow, if you smite me smartly, I could spell out the facts of my house and home and my name, if it helps. Then you'll pay me a visit and vouch for our pact. Or if I keep quiet, you might cope much better, loafing and lounging here, looking no further. But you stall. Now grasp that gruesome axe and show your striking style. He answered, Since you ask, and touched the tempered steel in the standing position. The Green Knight prepared to be struck. He bent forward, revealing a flash of green flesh as he heaped his hair to the crown of his head, the nape of his neck now naked and ready. Gawain grips the axe and heaves it heavenward, plants his left foot firmly on the floor in front, then swings it swiftly towards the bare skin. The cleanness of the strike cleaved the spinal cord and parted the fat and flesh so far that the bright steel blade took a bite from the floor. The handsome head tumbles onto the earth, and the king's men kick it as it clatters past. Blood gutters brightly against the green gown, yet the man doesn't shudder or stagger or sink, but trudges towards them on those tree-trunk legs and rummages around, reaches at their feet, and cops hold of his head and hoists it high, and strides to his steed, snatches the bridle, steps into the stirrup, and swings into the saddle, still gripping his head by its handful of hair. Then he settles himself in his seat with ease of a man unmarked, never mind being minus his head. And when he wheeled about, his bloody neck still bled. His point was proved. The court was deadened now with dread. For that scalp and skull now swung from his fist towards the top table. He turned the face, and it opened its eyelids, stand straight ahead, and spoke this speech, which you yourselves will hear. Sir Gawain, be wise enough to keep your word and faithfully follow me until I'm found, as you vowed, in this hall, within hearing of these horsemen. You're charged with getting to the Green chapel to reap what you've sown. You'll rightfully receive the justice you are due as January dawns. Men know my name as the Green Chapel Knight, and even a fool couldn't fail to find me. So come, or be called a coward forever. With a tug of the reins, he twisted around and, head still in hand, galloped out of the hall, so the hooves brought fire from the flame in that flint. Which kingdom he came from they hadn't a clue, no more than they knew where he made for next. And then, well, with the green man gone, they laughed and grinned again, and yet such goings on were magic to these men. The plot thickens, the drama continues, and as I mentioned before, although this epic begins at Christmas time, on Twelfth Night, no less, we may come to its conclusion on Halloween, and that might be a more fitting setting for such a tale. But fear not. I pray and wish you a gentle sleep, the sweetest of dreams. Don't tarry too long with the images proclaimed to you this night, but just enjoy the power of story, and have a wonderful weekend. And until next week, God bless you, everyone. Thank you for joining me.